2016 is upon us, which means the transfer window is open, which means Wayne Rooney has started scoring again. It means Mesut Ozil did not assist recently. It means
Eden Hazard is still lost.
Eden Hazard is still lost. No one has found him. So it means the world, as we know it, is coming to an end. And, of course, the one thing that never changes, no matter which year we look at in world football, is that the big bucks are always going to be spent. Now, the transfer window has opened. It is well and truly upon us. It seems like it's more the managers that are talked about in this transfer window. It's like they're the ones that are trying to be acquired more so than anything else. When you look at Man United, Van Gaal hanging on by a thread. Seems a little bit more sturdy now that he's had a victory under his belt. It was against a very poor Swansea. And Swansea fans, you can thank Jason for their demise ever since he announced his allegiance.
That's why I'm jumping over to the toss, or why I'm jumping slightly over to Liverpool, but that's fine.
It's not slightly, it's a good distance. It's Wales and England.
I can make the swim.
There's no swim. It's a connected island. Your geometry.
There's no body of water?
No, not between.
There's no lake, there's no stream?
You can find some water.
I can find a stream.
But the main purpose of this clip is the money that has been spent over the last 10 years is astronomical. What a word. I learned it.
Perfect word. It's in the stratosphere.
It is ridiculous. And thanks to a recent graphic that was published by a source, which will come to me as soon as it comes up.
Boom!
All right, so here we go. We'll look at 14 counting down. Luis Enrique, 301 million euros. So, do you see that little sign there, Jason? It's not a dollar, it's not a pound. It's like they fused together and created a euro.
It's like a rock-on sign. I can't believe how much number 13
looks. Wait. Look at it from the side. It's like it's kind of like Batman's sign.
Batman, I was going to say more like an X-Wing from Star Wars. But number 13 looks exactly like Hassan Piker. Bro tip.
Number 14?
Number 13.
Oh, number 13. You think Hassan looks like
a little bit at first glance.
What Andres Villas-Boas is one, and it's amazing to me. He's managed some prominent clubs in his career. He hasn't, I would say, left his mark on the clubs that he's managed in the Premier League specifically as many as others. He did a good job, I think, at Tottenham. And it was obviously similar to everyone else suffers the fate of current managers.
Yeah, comparatively, it's not that much money. By the way, Enrique, for every dollar he spends, he gets like a treble. So.
And it's the thing about Enrique, like, how do you need to spend that much money when you inherit a team that has some unbelievable talent, but at the same time, you're
going to see that's not that much money when you get to the later half of this list. So
Laurent Blanc is in there at number 12, and Allegri at 370 million euros. So let's look down as a list.
Juve, right? Yeah,
yes, at Juve. And this is accumulated throughout their career. So Ferguson, to only be at number 10 for the amount of trophies that he has won, and to basically have instated himself as the best manager ever, I think is a phenomenal testament to how good of a manager he is.
Well, that's what I find frustrating about this entire list is that 10, 14, even Allegri at Juventus, the winners on this list have not spent £400 million.
Yeah, Ferguson epitomizes balling on a budget. I would love to hear him say that because he can barely speak. His accent's thick and he can't pronounce his R's, and it's really pretty hard to understand him. But anyway,
he's from Boston.
So I love him. And then Brendan Rodgers. Now, the fact that Alex Ferguson has spent, what is that? Do the math, Jason. €9 million less than Brendan Rodgers, and has won probably quadruple the amount of trophies that Brendan Rodgers has won. Just is playing into the current memes of delusional Brendan.
I love delusional Brendan.
Deluded Brendan is the best.
That's an amazing.
Anyone gets sacked, I'm here to save the day. Constantly.
The Superman version of it's great.
Yeah.
But and then okay, so here's an interesting one. I mean, we'll get to Van Gaal and his philosophy and Rafa Benitez and Real Madrid. We get that, but where does Wenger stand right now?
Well, Wenger has been a manager of Arsenal. This will come as a surprise to many because people say he doesn't spend that much money, but it's clear he's, in top 10 managers in the world. He's spent a lot of money at his time at Arsenal, but I think considering the players that they've sold and the prominent figures that have left for big money, they would like to see more players, more return than this. But it's shown that he has spent a lot of money. And when you look at the trophies that he has won in his tenure at Arsenal, it doesn't make him look good. It doesn't make him look as good as someone like Alex Ferguson. And I'm always going to compare to Fergie because that's who you should be comparing yourself to. Now, Van Gaal, many people will be like, oh, they spent half of that at his time at Manchester United. And it's pretty true. He has spent a lot of money, 220 plus million. But in his time at FC Bayern and many of those other clubs, he has, similar to what I mentioned about someone like Luis Enrique, inherited a lot of great players and didn't have to spend as much. And of course, he was a national manager where, Jason, you can't buy players.
No, obviously not. I knew that.
No, it'd be good if you could, though. Because then I'd want a billionaire to buy Scotland. And we'd just be like, hey, we'll take Neymar. Here's your kilt. Here's everything else. We'll take you on the team.
Okay, and the USA would obviously win out.
Oh, yeah, because you just win everything, Jason. Money can buy trophies.
If you give us the money, it can.
Yes, it can. All right. Well, before we get into an argument about what USA can and cannot buy, we'll leave that to Trump. Let's talk further about as the list dwindles down. Who've we got?
Who's number? See how I'm teasing?
Pep. Pep. And that money probably will double, and he will be the first manager to ever spend more than $1 billion if he goes to Manchester City. Because he'll just fall.
Unless they make those signings before he gets there, which there's a chance some transfers come through.
Well, I think he's moving in the summer. No, I mean, we know he's leaving Bayern Munich, but I think he's going to Man City in the summer. And then he's going to want to spend his own. But he does spend sparingly. He doesn't go out and completely throw the cash everywhere. Of course, at his time at Barcelona, he had to add players in. His players started to age a little bit. His generation started to kind of unfold, and he started to bring in more talented players. So he did spend his time there. At Bayern Munich, he's brought in some big money signings. We've seen Lewandowski would come in. We've seen Douglas Costa.
Yeah.
Players this year. He spent Douglas Costa, despite the fact that
here's the thing. I don't care how much money you spend if you have results, man. Mancini, where's your results? Ancelotti, some results.
Yeah, Mancini is another one. He won a phenomenal Premier League trophy for Manchester City, a trophy that will live down in history. You remember Aguero?
You mean the Balotelli assist?
Yeah, Balotelli assist. Yeah. And Balotelli, one of the players
undersells frickin' Balotelli just because Aguero put it in the back of the net. What a great assist by Mario Balotelli.
And Ancelotti, I'm just bypassing the Balotelli comments. And Ancelotti, many clubs to his name. I can't even remember half of them, but so many clubs, and that's why he's definitely in there. And he has had relative success in his career. Phenomenal success, AC Milan. At Real Madrid, I think he's sitting back with a cigar in his mouth, just laughing as Benitez walks because he realized it is a bipolar man.
From the look of that picture, it looks like Ancelotti's never laughed in his life.
Well, he doesn't laugh, and he doesn't break a smile or anything, even when Real Madrid scores some last-minute goals. He's very calm, cool, and collected. The last two.
Jose.
Jose. This was surprising to me, but
he's been to a lot of places.
Yeah,
man.
He's been to a lot of places. Chelsea. At Porto, I don't think he spent obviously that much money. He built a team around a very strong core. But at Chelsea, he came to a team who started to spend their money. I mean, Ranieri had the first kind of influx of the new wealth that Chelsea came to. But then Mourinho came in and started to add some bigger players and obviously delivered trophies. So Mourinho, at number one, this is a great counter-argument if you want to prove that Alex Ferguson is the best manager ever, because he kind of stuck to the same club, didn't spend anywhere near as much as Jose Mourinho did, and delivered some of the most famous teams and trophies in the world.
By the way, £844 million is 1.24 billion American dollars.
Yeah, he spent $1.24 billion on
That's
players.
a lot of money, man. The Yankees wish they could do that.
It's crazy, and it shows that this is a good point I want to make about. Good point. Many people criticize managers, criticize the board, for firing managers without having the right reasons to do so. Mm-hmm. The amount of money that these guys have got to build a team, and I know it doesn't happen overnight. Mm-hmm. You have to build that chemistry, but when you look at Van Gaal and how much he spent already at Manchester United, there's so much trust put on these guys that they have to spend this money wisely to build a team. So Jose Mourinho spending over $1 billion. Were Chelsea right to fire him? I'm going back and forth on this one, but he didn't spend that much this summer, so it seems like these managers need to be spending this amount of money to both save their jobs and to build this team around them.
Real quick, the board sees it as a business.
Yes, of course.
So if you spend money and you're not making money, they don't care. If you win, you know how to make money, you win trophies. That makes the team money. Absolutely. You can hike ticket prices as much as you want. You don't make money without winning trophies. It's the TV deals. It's the sponsorship deals. That's what brings the money in.
So what do you think about this list? Let us know in the comment section below. Any surprises in there? Of course, it's notable that Sir Alex hasn't spent as much as some of those names in there, but has accumulated a lot more trophies, and hence why he is the best manager to have ever managed the game. Agree or disagree? Let us know. Hit Jason up on Twitter at JasonRubin91, at Francis_Maxwell. Come back again at UIT Sports.